Did you know Microsoft has officially ended support for Windows 10? Upgrade to Windows 11 with an LG Gram laptop. Voted PC Mag's Reader's Choice Top Laptop Brand for 2025. Thin and ultra lightweight, the LG Gram keeps you productive anywhere. And Windows 11 gives you access to free security updates and ongoing feature upgrades. Visit lgusa.com/iHeart for great seasonal savings on LG Gram laptops with Windows 11. PC Mag Reader's Choice used with permission. All rights reserved.
Hello!
Happy New
Year! We made it out of 2025.
I can't believe it's 2026.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Finally. Been an odd year. It has been an odd year.
Yeah, those last 3 weeks, they were insane,
Oh,
weren't
my
they?
God, that was...
Jesus.
Gee, crikey. Who saw any of that coming?
I know.
Yeah.
I couldn't have predicted it.
No. And
No.
it would be amazing if it panned out in the way that it's all supposed to. That would be astonishing. Yeah. Finally, we'll get what we need and what we deserve, rather than what other people want.
Meanwhile,
here's the second episode.
This is episode 2 of Airplane vs. Volcano, our breakdown of the Dean Cain terrible film.
I like it whether we call it a breakdown, because actually that is what it causes us at times.
Absolutely.
So hopefully you enjoyed the first one. If you haven't, you ought to go back and listen to the one before. I don't know. Really makes any difference.
This will make no sense if you don't. But I'm not going to say it will make sense if you do.
Yes. Yeah.
That's not a claim I can make.
It's just there's some chronology. Not that there are, there's no foreshadowing. There are no callbacks.
Yes, context. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, not even that. Yeah. So, we hope you had a great Christmas break and enjoy this. And let's ruin the new year as we mean to go on.
Let's start as we mean to go on, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, enjoy it. And normal scheduling will be resumed as we edge into the new year and the new dawn from all of that stuff that came to pass in the last 3 weeks. Yeah. All right. Enjoy. See you then.
Bye.
Bye.
It's stuck on autopilot. Well, that's not good. Just let me fly.
I minored in genius, but I majored in awesome.
Take your seats and buckle up. This is about to get very interesting.
Listen, Doc, if there were any volcanic activity, we would already know all about it.
Hello and welcome to another
part 2.
Part 2 of our patron breakdown of Airplane versus Volcano, the Dean Cain disaster
vehicle
of a movie.
I guess it's a vehicle. Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely a vehicle.
Of a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, there's such a lot to say about this movie. It's going to take a little. We're going to have a few of these.
Yeah. And it is.
I mean, we didn't even get to the volcanoes, really. I mean, I suppose we started off with some volcanoes, but we didn't get to where the airplane meets the volcano.
Yeah.
In the first episode.
We left it. We're just about to meet the pilots.
Yes.
Which would, make sense to kind of go for. And we, basically at this point, I wanted to see Leslie Nielsen in the in the seat, and then I would have felt at ease that actually, it's okay. It is meant to be an absurdist comedy. And that's why all the passengers have been talking awkwardly to one another, because all will be revealed. But no, it doesn't happen like that at all. No, we get to there are 2 pilots, aren't there? Oh, and don't we?
We get a nice big close up from outside of the cockpit with a big blue stripe across the front of the plane. Yeah, the shot we saw of it earlier on. Fully white plane, but this time, big blue cockpit, and we see the pilots, the co-pilot, flick some switches out of shot, and then we get a close up of the most amazing airplane control panel in cinema history.
Yeah,
it looks like the buttons are carved out of cheese and haphazardly glued onto some spray-painted polystyrene.
Yes. Yeah.
There isn't one straight edge among them. They are...
No.
They've been thrown at the control panel from a distance.
And hope
just
that they
wherever
stick.
they landed, that's it.
Yeah. and the thing is, they're kind of and on the screen there's a sort of it's like thrust and take off and things like that, and then the keys are more left over from the calculator that was was taken to pieces.
This makes whoever made the seismography sensor look like Wes fucking Anderson. That was a piece of beauty compared to this shit.
Yes.
To be fair, to give them all of the benefit of doubt is the wrong word.
Incredulity.
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
It does kind of involve some of the same kinds of buttons as a genuine airplane control panel.
Right.
So they've I would say someone
like
at some
alphabet.
point has someone involved in this film at some point has looked at a photo of an airplane control panel.
Right.
They've
and
then
said, how hard could it be to make one of those?
They looked at it, they lost it, they drank heavily, and then they made this.
And then they kind of said, "Oh yeah, I remember what it looked like."
There was some letters, I think.
Something in the middle.
There was
like a knobs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
can
we get that? Yeah,
with the buttons all kind of the same shape. Nah, probably not.
No, they're all
not standard. There's just like some of them are kind of square. But I started to write that I've made props for plays that look better than this. But of course I have, because you couldn't I care about things that I make. The things I've made for plays are not going to be seen by people are going to be 30 feet away from the props, and I would not turn in something like this. I would not make this and give it to actors who have to use it on a stage and expect them not to throw it back in my face.
Even though the fact that it's not going to be seen, from 30 feet away, this thing is designed for a close-up. Yeah,
because I have a modicum of pride in my work, so I would not make anything that looked anything like this.
And you think how hard would it have been to, given their I realise I've answered my own question. It would be very hard indeed, because it ought not to be beyond the wit of man to just green screen your bit in the middle of an existing shot of something, given the care and attention that they paid to the hardware on there, and we get to see more shit hardware later on. They could, because we don't see this. I think we see this screen again in the military installation later on.
Oh, they use the exact same radar screen, yes.
Yeah.
Animation.
So they could have just put that in a green screen. There was no need for this to actually be hardware.
No, we didn't need to. They didn't need to make this.
No.
Section. I mean, they built.
They didn't bother. They just kind of went, "Oh yeah."
They've built the whole cockpit. That's what they've done. I would say probably, I don't know. Again, going back to kind of making props for plays. When I was at university, we did Wind in the Willows,
right?
And we had to make. First of all, we made an entire. I'm going to use the word gypsy because that's essentially the adjective for the kind of caravan it was. You don't really call them travellers' caravans. It was what you would call a gypsy caravan. We made a full one of those for the stage.
Just the toad.
And having done that, we had about 2 days to make all of the rest of the set and props. Because we really knocked it out of the park with the caravan. And we had to make like a boat. And because, there's all the things that Toad drives and rides and all of the things that are on the river and stuff. So we basically cut things out of plywood and painted them, like spray painted them. And they were just 2D and a bit shit. That's the worst I've ever done, and it was very much under time constraints. But and they have built an entire airplane cockpit. It's not in any way consistent with what airplane cockpits look like, especially the kind of airplane they're claiming this is. But they did go to some trouble of making things and sourcing some things. I don't think they built the yokes themselves. I think they somehow got hold of old airplane yokes or something.
I think they might have taken them from. They remind me of End of the Pier amusement arcade games from the 60s.
They could be repurposed from even like the kind of thing that you get. The peripherals that you get for video games sometimes that you can like, with steering wheels and things. They might have. What I'm saying is they didn't carve a yoke out of like wax or something, which I wouldn't put past them. Yeah, given the quality of the control
bread.
But they have built this whole section, the place for people to sit. There's seats and there's buttons for them to push and things for them to interact with. And it's not a very easy thing to do, and they clearly weren't professionals who were doing it. So that's as far as I can go in giving them any kind of, not praise is the wrong word, excuse for how this turned out.
Yeah.
Because it is shit, but it's not easy.
It's way too small. It's out of all proportion for an Airbus.
Oh yeah.
And it's just it's two men sitting behind. It's like the console of the Flying Saucer in Plan 9 from Outer Space. It's two men sitting behind a table. It's the kind of thing I probably made mock-ups of when I was a kid and we were playing aeroplanes or something. You just kind of go, oh yeah, you'd think in your head you go, right, well, we need lots of switches and the buttons that go beep and some red things and then we need a sort of arched, curved square window and all that stuff. And you'd mock it up out of bits of scale electric and building blocks. And it would fire your imagination. And and you kind of think, and that same enthusiasm has. There you go. That's my giving them the benefit of the doubt. They did it with enthusiasm. They've gone, right, let's make a cockpit. Yeah, let's make a cockpit. How much is that going to cost? It's going to cost us $4,000. And somebody in the props department just going, can't we just hire one? How can we just hire one for a week? How long have we got to shoot this? A week? Yeah, let's just hire one for a week. Like we did with our section of airplane.
Yeah, absolutely. Had we needed a cockpit for our film, I don't think, and you and I, not entirely unskilled.
When it comes to making stuff.
Well, I mean, we made a door. We made an airplane,
make a door,
like a cargo door. For the plane. But we didn't, and I don't think would have, had a go at making a cockpit. Because they're pretty complicated things. If you've ever seen inside an airplane cockpit, and a lot of our listeners won't have done, because a lot of our listeners will be too young. I'm of an age where when I was a kid, it was acceptable.
You got invited into the
my dad specifically, when we went on planes, would kind of go up to the flight attendants and say, can my kid have a look in the cockpit, basically so that he could have a look in the cockpit. But I went along and I would have fun too. But he really wanted to see what it was like in there. But and so you could do that, and then they absolutely shut that the fuck down after 9/11. So a lot of people won't necessarily have had that opportunity. But if you look in a plane cockpit, if you look at pictures of a plane cockpit, they're fucking complicated. There's like hundreds and hundreds of switches and dials and screens and things that do stuff.
Yeah.
It's hard to make that if you, first of all, don't choose to base it on a real plane and don't have any ability.
Yeah.
So
yes, the clash of the two difficult things. Yeah, and also it's probably been made by somebody who remembers going onto a cockpit and going,
Possibly.
"Oh yeah, there's two guys." So that you think, and again, the person who no longer works in their props department just said, "Why don't we just call up that seat that we can freeze frame that bit from Airplane?" And just copy that.
I mean, one of the things about Airplane, there's 3 guys in the cockpit, as there usually are. They can only afford 2 people in uniform for this. But the other big thing is that the next thing that happens is the pilot takes what is essentially a CB radio handset from under the yoke, and they don't have that on Airbus A340s. Not the CB, they don't have that, but they also don't have a yoke. That is not a thing. Right. Those planes are fly-by-wire. They aren't hydraulic systems. They have pedals that can control rudders and things by hydraulics, if necessary, but they don't. That's not what the main way of controlling it is. They have a side stick on either side. On the left-hand side of the captain, on the right-hand side of the co-pilot. It's essentially like a video game joystick, and they use that to control the plane because everything is done electronically. Yeah. So you just need a control mechanism to tell it what you want it to do, and it does it. And so it's a little joystick with a few buttons on it, and that's all they need. And they don't have the steering wheel yoke kind of thing.
Because that was the thing that we pointed out in Wonder Woman 1984 when what's his name comes back to life or
Steve
through time.
Rogers.
And he
could fly an F.
They steal a jet from outside
F-18.
the Smithsonian or something. And he was flying a First World War plane.
Yes.
Which, with no throttle, it was just, fly-by-wire, no throttle, all that stuff. But he's got the transferable skills that allows him to fly a digitally operated jet fighter with heads-up display and everything. Yeah, no problem. And at a very, I seem to recall, a very slow speed.
Oh, incredibly slow. They managed to take in a full fireworks display.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, without causing alarm at all. Or stall warnings or anything.
But this plane that isn't an A340 if you're inside it, has yokes. There will be a lot about the autopilot. Everything to do with the autopilot in this film is 100% wrong. Yeah.
But where's the big inflatable guy?
If they
that
understood,
pops up?
There's that. Yeah. If they understood that it is a modern plane and it's fly-by-wire and it uses control sticks, then most of the stuff that they try and do wouldn't be able to do anyway. And it wouldn't have any of the issues that they think it has. And I mean, basically, what they've done is they haven't talked to a person who knows anything about planes.
Anyone in the aviation industry.
They haven't searched planes on Google. They haven't done anything to educate themselves at all about how planes work. I guarantee I know more about how planes work than the Kondelik brothers do. And literally only because I was watching this plane and I thought, that can't be how it works. And it isn't
happening.
Because I looked it up.
Yeah. Because the thing is that if as we'll find out, the autopilot is the entire plot device.
It's a huge part of the plot. If they didn't have that, they wouldn't really be a film. Yes.
No, it would be over in 15 seconds. and they probably 15 seconds because they're going that fast. The fact that they didn't think, right, okay, this will be our plot device, because one of them turned up in the office one day and said, I think I found a flaw in how an autopilot works on a,
no,
large commercial plane.
I tell you what, going back to, we were talking about our film that we had set on a plane last time, and one of the things about our film, it was a heist movie, and it involved a person in a coffin in the hold of the plane.
In the hold, yeah.
Who wasn't a dead person. And it was a conceit that I came up with as to how it could be possible to basically smuggle a person onto a plane who could then interact with the stuff that's in the hold, who could kind of search through luggage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And what I didn't do is just reckon that might be a thing that would work. And write it and make a film about it.
Yeah.
What I did was I found out what the rules are for that kind of thing and how. And it turns out, basically, if you have the right paperwork and wrap the coffin in the correct way, it is illegal to kind of search the coffin or scan it for, like, if there's a person who's alive inside and that kind of stuff. You're just not allowed to. That's how they respect human remains.
Yeah.
And so because of the rules they have, again, this was 25 years ago. They may have changed things. I wouldn't recommend doing this now. But because of the rules they had at the time of how they deal with human remains that are being transported by plane, the method that we used in our film to steal some stuff would have worked. It would have been a genuinely effective method.
Yeah.
And
also, you should go and see the movie, go and watch our movie, because also we wouldn't recommend doing it anyway, because terrible things could happen.
Oh, it's absolutely.
Yeah. And also we had to add in an extra thing because we thought, how do we get around the fact that people might think that there's no air in the cabin?
We did.
In the cargo?
Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah, we added in
pressurized
stuff to debunk misconceptions about the situation that would it would work in real life, but people might think it wouldn't work.
Yes.
So we even included that.
So whereas in this movie they just think it might work, so we'll just do that.
Yeah, they don't actually care whether it's in any way realistic. They're just like, this works for the plot, therefore we're happy with it.
We'll have it, yeah. Therefore, and
is
yet we're supposed to think that
12 seconds
this
of research you could do and find out that a good 45 minutes of this hour and a half film doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah,
I mean, none of it makes any sense, but that section is
definitely
like,
right
even if you give them all the benefit of the doubt for all the rest of it and assume the whole volcano thing makes sense, the plane stuff doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd end up just calling the film Volcano, which has already been done.
It's already a film.
Yeah. Yes. And
Tommy Lee Jones, great film.
Yeah.
Although I did prefer Dante's Peak, the Pierce Brosnan film that came out almost identically at the same time.
Oh, there you go. Wow, yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah, lots of volcanic ash and high-speed jeeps, I seem to recall for that one. Yeah. Yes.
So the pilot, anyway, talks on his CB radio. And what he says is, "Control, this is 7389." There's more to what he says. He says more stuff after that, but he's already got so much stuff wrong that I need to talk about it. Because who the fuck is Control?
Yeah.
If he's talking to air traffic control, that's not how you address them. You first of all, there's stuff that you have to do. Let's assume that he has already dialed into the local airport's automated system and got the information that gives you when you are approaching your destination. Mm-hmm. So we'll assume that he's done all that stuff and we just didn't see it happening. He's heading into Lihu Airport in
Particularly given that their airport isn't big enough to land the plane.
Yeah, you can't fly
an
A340 into the Lihou airport. But assume that they've got special dispensation to do it, and he has already got the automated information from their system and then dialed the radio into the specific frequency for air traffic control at Lihou Airport. You would start by saying the name of the people you think you're talking to. So in this case, it would probably start, he'd say Lihou Ground.
Right.
And then you say the name of the airline that you are flying, followed by the name of the flight. The number of the flight, rather. So this airline is Erebus Air, so it would be Erebus 7389, although it wouldn't be. We'll talk about that in a minute. Erebus, incidentally, possibly my favourite thing about this film. In terms of a little Easter egg thing. Because they didn't draw attention to it.
Yeah.
Erebus is written on the side of the plane. It doesn't really get mentioned. Mount Erebus is a volcano in Antarctica, which a plane crashed into in 1979. So it is a plane versus volcano kind of situation.
And also,
nice
it's named after an explorer's boat that was recently went missing in the Arctic and was recently discovered at the bottom of the sea on an inlet somewhere.
Okay.
Michael Palin wrote a book about it. I think maybe one of his ancestors was on it. Yeah. So it's all about explorers, and there you go. Yeah, so that's
you'd say Erebus, but then you wouldn't
they ought to say it because that would add Easter egg into the film. God,
but if you just say 7389, no one knows what you're talking about. But also, you wouldn't say 7389 because over the radio, that's not how pilots talk. You'd say 7389er because you say tree instead of 3, so that it's clearer on the radio, and you say niner. Because 9, if over fuzzy radio, can sound like 5. So they always say niner for 9.
Right.
So this pilot who says, control, this is 7389, should say, Lihou Ground, this is Erebus 7389er. But he doesn't say that because they didn't do any research at all when they wrote this film.
No. Are they just going, oh, yeah, well, how do you address it? Oh, it must be
It's just say control. Probably.
Just say control.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you say over the radio. Yeah.
So, anyway, he tells them that there's something weird going on because they've got a storm on the radar, but they've got no turbulence in their reports, which I don't know what that is.
What there are? Yeah.
Yeah. But he doesn't get any answer from the radio, so he's like, "Oh, radio's not working." Doesn't seem that bothered.
Yeah.
He's heading. He's in his final descent to an airport, and he can't get hold of air traffic control at the airport. But he's like, radio's not working. So the co-pilot has to go.
Just carry on going in.
Yeah. He doesn't get anywhere either. And then we cut to the passengers, and we see one of the passengers is a bit of a nerdy guy. This is Landon, who we heard about earlier on. We heard Joseph on the beach just before he got lavaed. It was talked about how they were going to need Landon to do some research or something. This is Landon. He's on his way. And he is looking at the seismograph readings on his tablet.
Seismograph,
Same seismograph readings, and he complains about the Wi-Fi to the stewardess, to Rita. And she's like, no, you can't do that at the moment. You have to turn it off and put your tray table up and put your seatbelt on. It's time, we're landing.
Yeah.
And then we see another passenger.
Well, that before you move on.
Okay. Before we move on from that,
that shot and the answer shot is exactly what we did in
almost
our
identical.
movie.
We did have you have to close your laptop and put it away now.
Put it away now.
To the stewardess. Yeah. Almost
and
identical.
then we did the answer shot of over his shoulders to her, and we had to move the plane. We had to shoot we shot the other way, so we had to change the chairs around didn't we? We did. We had to do something.
We had to. No, we had to have the cameraman Dale sitting in the airplane seat filming the stewardess.
That's right. And
incidentally,
then
we
did have to move the.
Here's a fun Easter egg.
Yeah.
The actress playing the stewardess, Juliette Hutton.
Yeah.
She mentioned to us while we were filming that section of that film that she had never laughed as much when she was like making a film. She found us very amusing. She said that to us. This was again 25 years ago.
Yeah.
25 plus years ago.
Yeah.
And that interaction of her telling us that is at least a contributing factor to why we podcast. Because I don't necessarily think of us as particularly funny. I laugh at stuff you say and you laugh at stuff I say.
Yeah.
But I don't assume that other people will find it
funny,
to listen to.
Yeah, because we're just like...
We're just
like that.
We think
that's what we're
largely
like.
the same. We have the same sense of humour and we make each other laugh.
Yeah.
But the fact that someone independently and for no reason whatsoever volunteered that information about us interacting...
Yeah. Wow.
It planted a seed that 15 years later made me think this might be a thing people would be interested in listening to us talk about. They might find us amusing because I have been told we're funny to listen to. So genuinely, that single thing that a person said to me 25 years ago, gave me for want of a better word, the confidence to think people might care a bit or listen or be entertained
by
listening to
us rabbiting on. Yeah. What was okay? Yeah, because that's the thing. Because this is what we're like, when we're in a work environment on the film, and as well as in a work environment on the podcast. I say work, it's just how we are. I can't recall, in particular, what we would have been doing any differently.
See, that's the thing.
For somebody,
we wouldn't have been
sufficient to Juliet to go, oh, yeah, that's really funny. Yeah, that was hilarious.
I don't think
that.
That's the thing. I didn't. That's why it stuck in my mind. That's why I've remembered it for so long. Is because I didn't think, we're being super funny right now.
Yeah,
everyone, we're we're performing, and everyone is enjoying it. I wasn't thinking that at all. We were making a film, and while making the film, we were interacting with each other and apparently being funny. So,
right. I can remember just panicking a lot because we were overrunning, and how do we get people to remain happy by? Oh, I know, I'll buy them everybody a drink, because we were shooting it in a theatre that had a bar attached.
Yeah, we did do that a couple of times.
Yeah.
But I mean, for some reason, we entertained people, and it led to this.
Wow! Well, there you go. And there's the shot.
Way.
There's the shot that defines it all. So So if you want to look up that moment or the picture equivalent of it, it's at 6 minutes 09 and 1 frame.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you can contrast and compare that when you find our film.
If you were to seek our film out, So we then meet another passenger who is he's not in this film. He's in a different film. None of the stuff he does is relevant to this film. None of the stuff he talks about or expressions or just he is having a very different experience from everyone else in this film.
Yeah, and he poses no threat. That's the thing.
Well, he poses a significant threat at one point.
Oh, at one point, yeah.
At other points, he just is there and a psycho.
Yeah, and you think, oh, okay, yes, we've had the cutesy kid, and the interacting with the guy, the kid that looks like Ferris Bueller's friend, by the way, and the mom who kind of fails to identify people's first names correctly. And then we've got the nerdy guy, and then also actually next to the nerdy guy is the beardy guy that never speaks, but doesn't react at all to anything ever. And then there's a guy behind the beardy guy who at one point, at the height of the most hectic stuff going on, is adjusting the air out of the thing on the ceiling. That's his entire thing, man adjusting air. And that, but then you think, oh, okay, right, we've got these stock characters, right, okay, yeah. We need the person that doesn't go along with what everybody else decides. And that's
for
what this guy is.
no reason.
For absolutely
whatsoever.
no reason. No, he's got no. In another movie, this would be the guy that would be threatening the safety of the plane. And but for some consistent reason, even if his behaviour isn't completely consistent, his reasoning, would. It would be fear or whatever that makes him act in the way he does. Yeah. This guy's just a psycho. He starts out afraid, it seems. Yeah. He is, or at least with a hatred of flying, one assumes because of fear. But in this instance, his name is Krieger. He has an accent. The actor is Spanish. Although he spent 10 years living in America, he didn't lose his Spanish accent at all. It's a very strong Spanish accent. I have seen people talking about this film who assume he is a kind of proxy for a Middle Eastern character and therefore supposed to be scary to American air travelers after 9/11. But I don't think he is. He doesn't look especially swarthy. No. Or, and the accent he looks
is
very Spanish.
It's it's European. It is Spanish.
Yeah.
But he's in this scene, he is kind of sweating profusely and holding his head. Rita gives him a water bottle, which I don't think they do when you're coming into land. And he grabs her arm and asks her for aspirin, and she says, "Oh, we don't have any." And he's like, "Oh, I hate my head. I hate flying." And she says, "My apologies. It's the altitude." I mean, that is how flying works.
Fundamentally, the flying bit. Yeah.
Sorry,
it's not so much the altitude.
We can't.
It's the crashing.
We can't fly. Not at altitude. That would be driving.
Yes, exactly. Or if you're not, you would be on a bus or in a train or something like that. Or, given where our yokes came from, you might be on a funfair ride. Yeah.
I mean, it is, to be fair, the only way to get from LA to the Hawaiian Islands. There are. I mean, you could go by boat, I suppose. By boat. There's probably boats.
Yeah. That wouldn't involve altitude. Yeah.
Anyway, he is having a very different film experience to everyone else. And will go at times from being scared to being sinister for no reason to laughing maniacally at very little. And I mean, at one point quite soon, apparently has a full heart attack. Yeah, I mean, it's very weird.
Well, he's kind of
he's one of the worst actors in the film, but definitely not the worst. There are significantly worse actors in the film, but he is.
He's a bit like
he is the most enthusiastic.
Yes, yeah. And he actually he
throws himself
role,
into it.
It would be a different movie. In fact, it would be an episode of The Twilight Zone if he was William Shatner, who's spotting the monster on the wing, tearing the wing apart and getting inside. He's that kind of a. That's I suddenly thought at this point. Oh, actually, okay. So maybe the volcano isn't real. It's a figment of everybody else's imagination, and or it's a figment of his imagination. He can see the volcano, but nobody else can, and nobody believes him, and that's why he's really upset.
Yeah,
because and then that would
I
explain
think the best way I can
headache.
The best analogy I can think of for his personality in this film is if you imagine a kind of like one of those thrillers set on a plane like Non-Stop with Liam Neeson, or something like that, but with one of the characters is Ace Ventura.
Right, yes.
That's this guy.
Yes, yeah. And also, he seems to be the only guy that's separated from the rest of them by a half partition wall.
Yeah.
So
he's got pride of place in the seating.
He's in priority premium something or other. Yeah, perhaps he's stressed because he's in charge of the door. Like
Maybe.
you get that occasionally on, with more leg room, but with more leg room comes greater
more
responsibility. Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah. So perhaps that's what he's sweating about. But to say, I hate flying, it's the altitude.
It's the altitude.
Yeah.
It's just the most banal thing a flight attendant can possibly say
also,
to that.
It does cut to the chase of what is hateful about flying. It is the altitude, There's nothing else. Everything else is fine.
She could say, it's probably the sense of existential dread from being in a giant tube flying through the sky.
Yeah, extruded aluminium tube. Yeah. But being only held up by the air pressure or the lack of above us. Yeah, by the interplay of Bernoulli's principle and forward motion. Yeah. But to say, it's whilst it. I mean, it would be if it was a different movie or they played it for laughs. That would be a good line.
Oh, there's opportunities. There's so many opportunities that they could introduce humour. They just don't. It's not what they're going for.
They just don't. Yeah.
So, I mean, this could be a humorous bit coming up, but it's just weird because because the co-pilot is still trying to get the radio working, but then he sees something on a screen that we don't see and says to the captain, radio's down. And the captain says, down. And the co-pilot says, that's not what scares me. And the captain says, what's that? And he says, how long it's been down. This is not the most efficient way to relay information. Tell him what the scary thing is. Tell him how long it's been down. We are several iterations into this conversation yet, and we haven't got to the point where he is relaying the information the captain needs to have to know what's wrong.
Given the fact that they are descending towards the airport, apparently, and that's that's right.
But what's the most scary thing about this is how long it's been down. We don't know how long that is, and we don't find that out because suddenly turbulence. They hit turbulence, and
big
everyone
turbulence.
lurches from one side of the cabin to the other, like Star Trek. And Krieger at this point, the crazy guy, he goes super crazy. He ramps up the crazy. His eyes go like completely wide. This is the point. He looks like he's having a heart attack, and no one does anything to do with him at all. No one pays him any attention. But Dean Cain, they say. The Rita comes on the thing and says, don't worry anyone, it's just turbulence, it's just an air pocket. She drops the intercom thing because it's so turbulent, but Dean Cain knows it's not an air pocket. He's the only calm one on the plane at this point. Everyone is freaking the fuck out.
Well, that's because he knows, because he's a
pilot. So we get then the same shot of the plane from outside that we saw earlier, not experiencing any turbulence whatsoever.
Any turbulence at all.
Just a lovely up
and by.
Lovely, cloudy, blue sky.
Did you know Microsoft has officially ended support for Windows 10? Upgrade to Windows 11 with an LG Gram laptop. Voted PC Mag's Reader's Choice Top Laptop Brand for 2025. Thin and ultra lightweight, the LG Gram keeps you productive anywhere. And Windows 11 gives you access to free security updates and ongoing feature upgrades. Visit lgusa.com/iHeart for great seasonal savings on LG Gram laptops with Windows 11. PC Mag Reader's Choice used with permission. All rights reserved.
Yeah.
And then we get a POV shot of the plane flying through the clouds from the blue sky into Mordor.
Yeah.
And it's like everything is on fire, and the co-pilot says, in my opinion, the best line of the movie.
Yeah.
That's not the runway. He's looking at a ring of 7 currently erupting volcanoes, and the thing he thinks is, oh, where's the landing lights?
Where's that? Yeah. Yeah, flying into the 6th level of hell via the Eye of Sauron. It's not the runway. Yeah. And then I wanted the captain to then say, that explains the radio being down.
Yeah, but we won't ever find out how long the radio has been down and why that duration of being down specifically scared the co-pilot. We won't ever find that out because we're on to something else now. The pilot says, our compass is wrong. There must be some magnetic interference out there. I mean, it's been quite a long time since pilots flew by compass.
A compass?
That is not how anything works. And then the co-pilot says, loss of altitude control. The autopilot isn't compensating. So...
Yeah, loss of altitude.
What?
What? Loss of altitude.
Are they losing altitude or just the control of it?
Yeah.
And...
Is he speaking
and why
to
would
control?
the autopilot be compensating for losing control of altitude?
Rather than...
I mean...
Yeah. I think he thinks the radio is still on and he's talking to control. Perhaps
maybe.
That was... Yeah.
But the pilot says, damn autopilot thinks we're descending on course. So
there you go. Yeah,
that's what he hasn't disengaged the autopilot at this point. It's just it was apparently, although this isn't what you would do, taking them directly into the landing.
It's going to land
scenario.
Them. Yeah. Because that's what you do. Despite the fact that he was fiddling with the concert.
He's been playing with everything, all the stuff. Yeah. The autopilot hasn't been on at any point. Doing this whole thing.
No.
One of the things that is going to become, it's one of the reasons why none of this will make sense.
Right.
Is that if autopilot is on in a plane, one of the ways that you disengage it is by moving the controls. If you take manual control, if you move the stick. If it's a plane with a yoke, if you move the yoke forward or backward or turn it or whatever, the autopilot disengages because it is clear that you are trying to interact with it. If it's a control stick that with the fly-by-wire plane like a 340, then you have to give it a kind of enough of a tug to make sure that it wasn't just like you accidentally knocking it or something like that.
Yeah.
But once you give it some welly. Yeah. Autopilot disengages and you are in control again. Yeah. That's how it works. Because obviously, that's what you would want to happen, isn't it?
Yeah, because it would be like a cruise control in a ar where you set the cruise
absolutely.
Control,
as soon as you press the accelerator,
or the brake,
you take over. You're taking over.
Yeah. It kicks it out. Yeah. Yeah. So, it's a bit like the autopilot in Airplane, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of like the big inflatable guy who they have to fight at one point. Yeah. To stop him flying the plane. Yeah. And that's it. So it's not actually Airplane versus Volcano. It's Airplane versus Autopilot. This
pilot versus autopilot.
Movie.
This is largely
pilot versus autopilot. Yeah. but it's not. It's not quite as clickbaity, is it?
No, no.
Pilot versus autopilot. Oh my God, the autopilot's stuck on, and we can't do anything, so we'll have to fly round and around and around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
the passengers back in the cabin. The passengers try to figure out what's going on by looking out the windows. Makes sense. But the windows are completely covered in some black ashy substance that Landon, the volcanologist, recognizes is ash.
Yeah,
and
used his volcano.
And then immediately he says it's ash. We cut to the outside of the plane, showing no ash whatsoever on the fuselage. No ash on any part of the plane.
Yeah.
But they can't see out the windows for a while. And then the pilots disable the autopilot, and the captain says to the co-pilot, "When I tell you, I need you to lay down that throttle. Only when I tell you." Like it's super important that he doesn't do it too early.
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
They are in a situation where the plane is currently descending into a ring of erupting volcanoes.
And not the
What
runway.
the fuck are you waiting for? To put on some throttle and get out of there.
That's right, yeah.
What exact perfect scenario is he waiting for where it's going to be just the right time to start putting on some thrust? Well, it's very important that you don't
gotta wait,
jump the gun on that.
And he doesn't ever do it, the co-pilot?
Well, he does because like within a few seconds, the pilot says maximum velocity.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what you say.
Because that's why he's
That's the standard operating procedure of an airline pilot. Maximum velocity. At which point, the
that's
co-pilot,
why he was trying to come up with the suitable aviation phrase. Yeah, in a minute I'm going to get you to lay that throttle down. I've just got to come up with how much.
He literally could have just said now.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah,
because that's what the co-pilot was waiting to hear. Basically, is now's a good time.
Yeah, maximum velocity.
Maximum velocity.
Oh right, yeah, that's right. Full speed ahead, then, Captain.
At which point, the co-pilot puts his hand on the throttle and starts trying to shove it forwards, and he is really struggling with it. He's like pushing against the whole weight of the plane to push it forwards. Yeah, this is not how that works.
No.
This is. Basically, the analogy is like power steering in a big car. If you start turning the wheel in a big car, there are servos and motors and things that kick in and go, "Oh, you're trying to turn left. I'll help you with that." If you the control surfaces, whether you are changing ailerons or moving the rudder or moving the throttle or doing whatever to the yoke in a plane. It wants to help you. It is not fighting against you. There is absolutely no benefit for making it like only the strong can survive. This is not a good system for flying planes.
And
it is designed to help you.
Because there's no outside...
there's nothing stopping. There's nothing getting in the way of the throttle working.
So it would have to be a malicious design for the plane to actually try and prevent you. It's going, look, if you want to accelerate on your descent because maybe you have to pull up because there's another plane on the thing, or there's something's happened, or there's a sudden gust of wind, or let's say a ring of erupting volcanoes. Yeah, I'm going to make it really difficult for you to accelerate away. You've got to really want it.
This is like assuming that when you land, the pilot has to step on the brakes really hard to slow the plane down.
Yeah. Well, you often see pilots standing up in the cabin, don't you?
Because it's a big heavy plane, so you've really got to step on that brake, otherwise it won't stop and you'll fly off the end of the runway.
Leaning back into the chair, really slamming it through the floor, and they're only just making it, and the runways, and that's why the wheels squeal. Nothing to do with the fact that they're suddenly speeding up from no moving at all. So they managed to get they're fighting the throttle. They managed to get it going, but because it takes two
both
of them
have to push it.
And they're really sweating now. Yeah. He'd sweated so much, the captain, he's flung his cap to one side.
Yeah. No room for decorum in big plane flying. Yeah, so then they struggle a bit with the yokes that don't exist on this plane, and try and pull up with now that they're on full throttle. We then get a shot from way above the plane, like directly above, with a perfectly spherical ball of flaming rock falling towards the plane.
Yeah.
This is a CGI shot, pretty shitty CGI. But once they'd rendered this shot out, they couldn't have been happier with it. Because we will see this shot, I reckon, 20 times in the film.
Yeah. And it never
obviously
gets
each
any
of
nearer.
The flaming rocks is supposed to be a different one.
Yeah.
But each time it's the same exact shot.
And they're all perfect. Yeah.
And again, it's coming from directly above the plane. The co-pilot, however, somehow looks out of the window, points directly forwards and says, "Look out!" And the pilot swerves around the falling rock.
Yeah. Which actually gets, and that's used to Dean Cain's advantage later on.
He
uses the flaming rock
as
and
maneuverable as
maneuverability
Spitfires
of the
are,
plane.
the old A340.
Yeah.
So we then, what I've written in my notes is something happens, because I don't know. I don't know what happened.
No,
I don't. Maybe another rock hit them. Maybe not. If another one did, it didn't break a window or the fuselage or anything like that, because there's no depressurization. But somehow there are sparks in the cockpit, and the pilot just starts bleeding. Starts bleeding from the chest. Nothing has apparently penetrated his body in any way, but he's now bleeding from the chest and from his mouth. The co-pilot, whose name, incidentally, is literally Mr. Spare. That's the name of the co-pilot.
Excellent. Yeah.
He's just dead. Just immediately dead.
Yeah.
From whatever the sparky incident was.
Yeah, I think it wasn't so much the spark as the fact that he banged his head repeatedly for no reason at all. He just whacks his head on the polystyrene console, thereby causing sparks. There's no...
I mean, have you got any sense of what actually happened to cause the deaths of both of these people?
There's a sparky thing outside the window, but I thought that was just, kind of residual context-setting, sparky, flamey stuff. Given
there's
that they've
flamey
avoided
stuff in the air,
a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yes, exactly. There's flame, and I think they kind of... It's a bit like those things when you just haven't got the right footage, so you've got to make something into something more meaningful, so you end up zooming in on it or something, but they didn't even do that. I just remembered the whole of his Dark Materials. the last, when the BBC adapted it, they didn't get to film the last episode,
right,
because of COVID, so they made every effort to make the penultimate episode a bit more lasty,
right?
And so you're watching it and you're thinking, what? Why is this?
They hadn't filmed all of the stuff to actually finish the story.
Exactly. Yeah. So so you kind of, and that, I mean, it would have made more sense with this bit when if he'd have gone, look out, but they can't have smashed the structural integrity of the cabin yet, because we've got to have Dean Cain sit in it. for the next interminable amount of time.
I'll be honest. If what happened was they filmed something that resulted in both pilots dying, but forgot to press record and didn't realise until they were in the editing suite months later, and they were like, well, fuck. I believe that. I absolutely am on board with that. I believe that happened.
Yeah. And they'll go, well, let's find something that looks something or other, and then we'll have to...
Yes, let's add some sparks from Video Copilot.
Some sparks, and then we'll... I don't know. We'll work around it. It'll be fine.
Yeah. So we'll just have no one in the film ever question how these people died.
No, they just
get away with it like that. They'll just go, "Oh, they're dead, are they? All right, fair enough." Right.
How did that? Like nobody says, "Well, that's what's driving." What's his name? Fermier. What's his name? The
Krieger.
Spanish guy, Krieger. That's it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Fermat. Then the yes, I have proof of this, but there's not enough room in the margin. Yeah. So that's why he's going mad. Is because he's thinking, why is nobody? He's like. Kafka. It's a Kafka-esque thing. He's like in the trial. He's kind of.
He's the only one who sees that none of this makes sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. He's the only one that sees it clearly.
I'm starting to appreciate him on another level now.
Yeah. He's just going, will everybody just snap out of it? Yes, exactly. Yeah. If he could, he would step out of the set and then just point back at everybody and say, can you not see that you're living out these roles you don't have to?
That's why he's so happy when he finally gets off the plane, maybe.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Only to be... Oh, no, let's not spoil no. Only to be swallowed up by another...
To be fair... I mean, I think it's assumed when we do any of these, but we haven't mentioned that they're spoilers. But we are spoiling to the extent that you can with something like this, an entire film.
Yeah, by rewriting it. And I think we're doing our usual thing is saying, actually, you could make this movie. Just let me re-edit it. Yeah.
I would say there's very little you could do to this film to make it worse. Almost any changes you make would likely improve it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So, co-pilot's dead. Pilot is bleeding from the mouth and from the chest. The plane.
I've got a feeling he's far too overweight for his harness.
Probably. That was maybe it. We get a shot from outside of the plane diving in a way that would definitely cause it to crash and kill everyone. And we get the exact same close-up again on the pilot's bloody shirt front as we just saw, because they filmed only one of those shots, but they wanted to use it twice. He, with his last blood-gurgling breaths, reaches for the buttons made of cheese and engages autopilot.
Yeah.
And at this point, Rita comes in and brilliantly asks if everything is all right.
Yeah.
Where the fuck has she been for the last half hour? Because, no, of course everything is not fucking all right.
Because
we are flying through active, erupting volcanoes, and some unseen force has killed both the pilots.
And the passengers are flinging themselves for no reason whatsoever, back and forth and left and right. Yeah, and they're just going, everything all right?
Yeah, I mean, she might as well come in and go, anyone want a cup of tea?
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I've just spilled some. Yeah, you have to have it without milk. Yeah.
I mean, there's again no indication that this is done for laughs, but it might as well be. This, if they had any sense that it could be funny, this would be a point at which they could just lay that on a little more thick, and it would be hilarious. But they seem to be taking it completely seriously. But anyway, she realizes that the co-pilot's dead and the pilot's on his last legs, and just before he dies, he starts to tell her the passcode for the autopilot, because the autopilot on this plane, unlike literally every plane ever,
where autopilot, unlike the invention of autopilot,
has a passcode that you have to type in to either engage it or disengage it.
Yeah.
And obviously he dies midway through telling her what the code is for the autopilot, and because this is definitely the best system, only he and the co-pilot knew the code.
what they are, what it is. Yeah,
there's no other way to figure it out.
Yeah,
so that's everyone fucked for the rest of the film because basically this was this was their idea. This was what if the plane is like in amongst lots of volcanoes, and
volcano.
Presumably someone in whatever kind of writer's room they had, I'm guessing the bunk beds that John and James Condillac live in, were one of them said, well, I mean, planes fly pretty fast. Wouldn't they just go past the volcanoes in like 20 minutes? And the other one was like, well, how about if the autopilot is sending them just in a loop for some
just circling
reason? And the other one's like, does autopilot do that? And no, who cares? What it doesn't? This one does that.
Yeah,
this autopilot on this plane does that. It sends them into a loop. And
kind of malevolent
why can't they just disable the autopilot? Well, if there's a code, you have to have a code to disable the autopilot. Okay, well, why can't they put the code in? Well, everyone who knows the code dies, and now we have a movie.
But but how do they die without? So obviously, okay, so they get.
Never mind that. We'll come up. We'll fix it in post. We'll come up with that on the day.
Yeah.
But,
so they get killed by flying rocks.
That's basically how this went.
Can't do that. Yeah, and then they kind of went, okay, so let's go pitch that to our producers, and the producers go, yeah, whatever. It's, you two, yeah, you got a film, yeah. What's it called? Airplane versus Volcano. Yes, I'm sold.
We're in.
Go make it. Yes, yeah. Because it did occur to me several times during this movie. Who funded this? How
Asylum.
Did anybody?
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
That's why they've named themselves that. It's just
they basicyou said, we'll get you someone who used to be Superman 20 years ago, and £12.50, and you go away and make this film.
You make this film and try not to spend all of it.
Yeah.
And they come back and go, we did it, and here's your money back. Yeah. How much did you give? Well, this is a whole tenner you've given me back. Yeah, we didn't need to. Yeah, we did. Did you not think about hiring an aeroplane? No, we made one. It's fine.
Out of cheese. And calculator buttons.
Calculator buttons. And the trays that you get inside chocolate boxes. Yeah, that's what we did. And we put lights on it. Yeah. Yeah. So actually, it makes me think when I was at college doing film, there were 4 marks on my course. And one of the other marks got the guy from the Tomorrow People to be in his film.
Ooh.
Who'd been in the Tomorrow People for 20 years prior. And only not I knew who he was talking about. Going, I've got this guy. I went, what, from the Tomorrow People? And he went, yeah. That's right, yeah. And we both, so when he came in on set, I think I was doing cameras, and we both both Mark and I did the jaunt thing on your belt to make you travel through time and space. And the guy kind of like nodded and smiled at us wryly. Yeah. So
because he never gets that.
It's him. It's him. Yeah. So that was, I can't remember what did he do in his film? What was his film? Can't remember. Anyway, he was in it. Yeah. So that's that's how you get a big name, and then people go, we'll fund that. Yes. Whereas
if Dean Cain can't give a film legs, can't open a film, who can?
Then
in 2014.
Then where? Where?
It's not like we can afford Kevin Sorbo.
Exactly. I mean, what's the state of the film industry like if we can't have a mockbuster with this? Yeah, it's got to be. It is it's this whole asylum being popular thing it's annoying because it means that shit like this gets made and nobody learns a thing because the audience just go to their films in a bit like the Rocky Horror Picture Show and kind of plays along, a bit like us with Blackbird, and plays along, and then the filmmakers think they're great. They think, oh yeah, we've had another success.
The weird thing is, if you look at reviews of asylum films, is obviously a lot of the people who watch them know exactly what they're going to get. They are watching it because it's an asylum film, and still, you will get the odd review that says, you know, I love asylum films. This one was shit. And it's like, what are you thinking? Like, what's the criteria that is missing from this one that you were expecting from Abraham Lincoln versus Zombies that you didn't get from this one?
This, yeah. Oh, no, this one was terrible. Yeah, well, yeah.
So,
well, I did read some reviews of this one. Somebody said, "Oh yeah, I really engaged with the characters." Really? Have you?
Yeah, I did see
the odd. Is this the first film you've ever seen?
No, absolutely. I did see the odd review where people actually seemed to think it was entertaining, like not bad, not entertaining because it's bad, but
right.
Oh well, actually, they did a good job with this one. The acting was really good.
Oh my God!
Yeah, and you have to assume they've never seen a film before.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. There were people flying, and there was a volcano. No, it's what they're not doing it for real. Yeah, it's like I thought it was the news. Yeah. Wow.
So anyway,
what happens next with two pilots dead?
The pilot's dead. Pilot dies halfway through telling Rita the code. We're back in the cabin here. And there's still turbulence going on, but the directors haven't explained to the cast how to indicate that the turbulence is continuing. And they've each got their own idea of what they should be doing to sell the turbulence. Obviously, the camera's going to be shaking a bit. They might do that in post. I don't know. They might have added an After Effects shake to it.
Yeah.
But a couple of the woman, Jennifer, Tony's mum.
Oh, yeah.
She's kind of bouncing up and down in her seat. Other people are lurching back and forwards, like from side to side. Dean Cain is motionless. He's doing nothing. It's basically, it's like if Kirk and Spock lurched one way when they tilted the camera, and Bones lurched the other way, and it's like, no, you fucked it up, but never mind, we'll do that. We'll take that take. They're all doing different things, and it's generally contributing to an air of turbulence.
Yeah,
and Dean, Rick Pierce is his character name,
right?
He decides that it's time that someone did something here, because obviously something's going badly wrong, and goes to the cockpit. He's
the man to do it. Yeah.
And he, at that point, he finds that the pilot is dead. Rita, the air hostess, is panicking, but Rick takes control of the situation, tells her to get on the radio, which obviously she couldn't have thought of herself. She's not apparently had any of the training that flight crew go through to stay calm in emergency situations. She is freaking the fuck out.
And she got it, and she, well, who do I talk to? Well, you just call anybody.
Yeah.
And you go, hello, anybody. You think, hang on a minute, surely you've all been trained for this kind of situation.
I mean, not this kind of situation. No,
but
has never ever happened. But emergency situations.
Yeah.
Sure.
When pilots are out,
incapacitated,
incapacitated, non-compos mentis, and there would be a drill that you would follow.
There's absolutely standard operating procedures for everything. There's manuals, and that's the thing. While the pilots were still alive, when they flew into Mordor, when they realised the radio wasn't working. Basically, at any point where something had gone wrong, what the captain would have done is get the pilot to get out the book of operating procedures and was like, all right, flip to page 71. What checks do we need to go through to figure out what's happening here and to make sure that everything's going right? And there's absolutely going to be a system for if you can't get someone on the radio, there's going to be like a ways that you test if the radio's working and do various kinds of things. But obviously they didn't do any of that. They were just like, well, radio's not working.
That's not the worst thing. Worst thing is how long it's not been working.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what scares me.
That's what scares me most. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
well, that would scare me if your co-pilot say, why aren't you following standard operating procedures if the radio's gone down? Well, I'm scared. Yeah. Don't need to be scared. There's an operating procedure for this. So
as Rick realizes that what he needs is a big strong man to get the pilot out of his seat, he starts to head out to the cabin again. And Rita says,
why?
I don't know.
Rita
says before he leaves, you can fly, which he's given no indication he can. But she says, you can fly. And for some reason, with Dean motherfucking Cain in this film, they didn't take any opportunity to do a kind of knowing Superman flying kind of nod wink thing.
Or just,
I've flown a few times. Or anything. You won't believe. You'll believe a man can anything Superman related that they could have inserted in here about the fact that it's Dean Cain that is going to be flying that will save this film.
Exactly.
Nothing.
Yes.
What a wasted opportunity.
Because that's the other annoying thing about this film. Is it that it isn't self-aware?
Yes.
I'm utterly convinced that they're convinced that they think they're doing a great job. They're not. I think the whole recent phenomena with Sharknado, I mean, it's all still absolute shit. But there's the cult following thing, the cult status thing. I don't know whether they're just turning them out because they now know they've got a cult audience, so they're making cultish films, which would
they had one
indicate
film
to me that they would need to be a bit more self-aware. But
they had one film that they put out. I want to say it was Snakes on a Train that came out when, I don't know, it was one of the films that they came out with that was tied to a big release that Blockbuster bought hundreds of thousands of copies of because they thought, this is going to be big. This is, people will like the fact that this is tied to a film that's currently in the cinemas.
Right.
And it was purely based on that they then started making these more films that were connected to big releases.
Okay.
Snakes on a Train, incidentally. Snakes on a Plane, I should say. The real one with Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah. Snakes on a Plane was the working title. And they repeatedly, the studio wanted to change the name to something else.
Mm-hmm.
And Samuel L. Jackson kept telling them that if they changed the name, he was leaving and wouldn't have anything to do with the film. Because the title of the film was the only reason he was involved in it.
Right.
Because someone said to him, Snakes on a Plane, and he was like, yes, I'm in.
Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah.
He was like, no, if you change it to kind of Flight 91, no, fuck that. I'm not doing that film. I'm doing Snakes on a Plane.
Anaconda. Anaconda. That's the nearest I can get. Anaconda.
There is that would be great. I saw a trailer recently for a new Anaconda film.
Right.
Jack Black and Paul Rudd.
Right.
Are they remake Anaconda. The film is them remaking Anaconda. The was it Jennifer Lopez film? Yeah, Jennifer Lopez and John Voight film.
Yeah.
But low budget filmmaking, guerrilla filmmaking in the jungle, remaking Anaconda. They get an anaconda to have in the film, and then it dies, and they then get attacked by a giant snake in the jungle and it looks phenomenal. It's like a real kind of meta remake comedy.
Yeah, because didn't they do Be Kind Rewind? Wasn't that
Jack Black did?
Black?
With Mos Def, I think.
Yeah, same kind of premise.
Yeah,
where they'd have to remake stuff because they erased the tape.
Yeah, because they erased all those videos.
So they just go, well, we'll just remake them. It'll be fine. Yeah, that was great.
But no, that looks. I saw that trailer recently. I hadn't heard anything about the film, and then suddenly this trailer came out. I was like, "Oh, this looks fucking awesome." So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Rick, Dean Cain, goes out into the cabin, has a look around, looks for a strong-looking passenger, chooses Frank of Auto Body Shop fame.
Yeah, someone who smells of body filler.
Yeah.
Perhaps. Yeah.
Jim,
and they're all
Marshal.
still, and actually people are still up and down and left and right.
They're all over the place.
Krieger's got his head in his hands.
Most
Shirley
of them,
Jones is going
most of them
left
not
and
concerned by what's going on. They're just kind of bouncing about, perfectly happy.
Yeah.
No one's showing any particular concern. But he talks to Frank. He says, can you give me a hand up here? And Jim, the air marshal, he joins them and kind of discreetly, in a whisper, shows Rick his air marshal badge. And so I'm an air marshal, and tell me what's going on. I need to help. And then so they head to the cockpit, and Rick says, "Well, we need to get the pilot out of his seat."
Because I thought at that point that he flashed him the badge, then Frank was kind of dismissed.
I would. Well, I don't need you anymore. I've got this burly air marshal guy. But no.
Right,
they all go, all three of them. The three of them head to the cockpit.
Yeah.
Rick announces they need to move the pilot out of his seat, and Frank alone lifts the pilot out of his seat. The other two do not help at all.
No.
Why did he need to go and get Frank?
Yeah. And what? Yes. Yeah. Yep.
So, Landon at this point, the volcanologist, decides this is a great time to sneak up on the paranoid psycho. And reaches out.
They're still in the turbulence.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed.
He's up. He's taken his seatbelt off. He's reaching out to kind of grab the shoulder of Krieger, who turns and says, "Don't touch me," and Landon's like, "I just wanted to make sure you're not hurt. Are you sure you're going to be okay?" And Krieger weirdly turns and says, "No."
It's a great shot. Yeah.
Well, not yet.
I know. At that point, I'm thinking,
what the fuck does that mean?
Has he got a bomb or what?
I mean, everything.
Yeah.
His entire behaviour on the plane so far points to him having a bomb. Everything about his character suggests he has a bomb, and yet, spoiler, he doesn't.
Yeah.
He's just a psycho.
Yeah.
So, yeah. He just weirdly kind of smiles and says, "Not yet."
Not yet. I think he's disappointed because his entire modus operandi has been usurped by a massive volcano outside.
Yeah.
And he's kind of going, "Oh, no, I was going to be the one that brings all this panic, but now I can't compete with that." Yeah. So I'm not going to be all right. Well, not yet. Yeah.
And it turns out that as well as being super strong, Frank is no slouch in the brains department because he figures out the pilots are dead. He's no idiot.
Yeah.
Having just dragged this guy lifelessly out of his seat. He's like, he's not unconscious, is he? He's
not
dead.
Unconscious at all. Yeah.
and Rick,
because he's got all stiff. Yeah.
And Rick tells him, he says, the passengers can't know. It's lucky that Frank's not a panicker because he just picked him at random, basically.
Yeah, that's right. He just went, "What's your name?"
Yeah,
Frank.
And
why? Who wants to know? Why didn't he?
So he's like,
why didn't he say? He's not introduced himself. At any point, Dean Cain. Yeah, he's going, "Didn't you used to be Superman?" Yeah, what's your name? Yeah, I'm Frank. Who the fuck are you? Yeah, I need a.
So
why? Yeah.
So Rick's like, No, everyone's dead. Don't tell anyone. Also, while you're here, move the co-pilot out of his seat too, because I'm busy now. Sitting at a plane that's on autopilot that I won't be able to do anything with, but I need to be at least in this seat.
This seat, under the conceit of the movie, I won't be able to do anything because the autopilot is.
Although I might be able to do a
turn.
bit if I try really hard.
Yeah,
that's how autopilot works on this plane.
Autopilot works, because it's got no power
you can't control
steering.
it unless you really try.
really try, and then you can fight it tooth and nail. Yeah.
So I feel like that's probably a good place to call an end to proceedings.
Yeah, because somebody at some point is going to actually ask for his credentials. Surely.
Well, now that Ted Stryker, Rick Pierce is in the pilot seat.
Yes,
we know it's all going to be fine.
Yeah,
we haven't yet learned Rick's tragic backstory.
Right.
I'm assuming at this point that he led a battalion of pilots into a war where they all got killed, and he was the only one who returned.
He was the only one that came out alive.
And ever since, he's had a terrible drinking problem. But we don't know yet. We don't know.
Yeah,
anything could be.
What a week to give up glue sniffing. Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
So, if you want to know what actually happened to Rick to make him slightly reluctant to save the day, but determined to do it anyway, you'll have to come back.
Yeah, and it's not just because he's a big show-off. It's not that at all.
Yeah.
And it's not the fact that despite his build, he's incapable of lifting two people out of chairs and picks a really thin bloke to do it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but he knows an auto body man when he sees one.
Yeah.
So
but what I will say
next time,
about what's to come,
right,
is that given that we know already that this plane is currently stuck on autopilot, just doing a loop around these volcanoes, can't escape from the ring of volcanoes, and Dean Cain is basically powerless in the pilot seat.
Yeah,
they are going to have to find some other shit to happen for the next hour and 10 minutes of the film.
True.
And my God, do they?
There's some stuff that happens.
There are so many things that happen.
Yeah.
Do they make sense? No, not many of them. But they happen. Oh boy, do they happen.
And that's just the stuff in the air. Wait till we get onto the ground.
So
because what's happening with the volcanologist on the ground?
Yeah.
And and then we've got to shoehorn some, hard-bitten military bullet.
We haven't even met Colonel Riker yet.
Exactly. Yes. Who is your standard? Yeah, it's a bit like Stargate. Has got one. What was it? There was another one we watched that had a hard-bitten, bullet-headed, grey-haired, really angry Colonel.
None of them have been quite as angry as this guy, though. He is angry as his main thing.
Needlessly angry, for no reason
He's
at
angry
all.
about literally everything anyone says to him ever.
Yes. Until later on in the movie. Yeah.
Until the unearned third act.
That's
the
unearned third act. Where we still don't hear from the kid. Yeah.
If you want to hear about all of that, then you must join us next time, where we'll be talking more about this kind of thing. Yeah.
So thanks for listening thus far. And, watch along. Go check out the movie if you want to read ahead, as it were.
Uh-huh.
Where if nothing we've said has dissuaded you from doing it, you fools. Yeah, but as always, thanks for being our patrons, and we hope you enjoy this kind of stuff because it amuses us no end.
Absolutely.
Yeah. See you next time. Bye.
Did you know Microsoft has officially ended support for Windows 10? Upgrade to Windows 11 with an LG Gram laptop. Voted PC Mag's Reader's Choice Top Laptop Brand for 2025. Thin and ultra lightweight, the LG Gram keeps you productive anywhere. And Windows 11 gives you access to free security updates and ongoing feature upgrades. Visit lgusa.com/iHeart for great seasonal savings on LG Gram laptops with Windows 11. PC Mag Reader's Choice used with permission. All rights reserved.